two baseball announcers going off script. Just kind of going off script and feel a certain type of way about each other. And, dude, it's really good.
This morning to the field, but as I was driving here, I was thinking it'd be great to get a place that's close. You can walk back and forth.
First of all, what are you doing already? Like, don't even say those things. Just be like, hey, Ken Caminetti's up. You know? Hey, dude, instead of that, say ball 3. Eh? These announcers will... You're not Vin Scully. Vin Scully would just have a conversation with himself for just 9 years. He just never stopped. I feel like Vin Scully, when the game ended, he just kept going like, "All right, well, I'm walking to my car and taking a few steps. It's been harder to walk ever since my hip surgery, which was 5 years ago." Definitely, Scully is making strides in that department of walking, but actually not back the way it used to be before the hip surgery. Swing and a miss. Book, book. Start the car always makes me think of If Looks Could Kill, the old movie with Richard Grieco. That was the first time I ever saw a keyless remote on a car. Ball 1. So anyway, this guy is just talking, you know?
I know you mentioned Don Zimmer living out the apartments out in center field. But I just had a lot of time to think on the team bus today because it was just very quiet.
Here we go.
So you'd rather me be chatty. I wasn't feeling great.
I haven't seen you in a long time, right? You don't work road trips anymore when I'm on the road. So I thought we would catch up, but it quickly was evident that you weren't in the mood. So I gathered my thoughts about how it would be nice to live close to Wrigley, walk back and forth to the park.
Already said it. My wife.
Interesting narrative that you're putting together.
Oh, both my wife.
Because I've been told by executives that you prefer to work with Rucco.
Oh, laid the fucking smack down when he said you prefer to work with Rucco. My wife. Dude. Both guys. I'm married to both guys.
That's why you two guys are matched up all the time. I mean, that's just what I heard. I don't know if there's any truth to it.
I just put it together that the road trips you don't want to go on, that I end up working with Ryan Rucco because we're willing to work the games on the road.
My wife. Dude, that is so incredible that these grown men were just like, yeah, the Mariners are playing the Red Sox. However, how did it start?
Yeah, and you weren't very talkative on the bus this morning.
Already, dude. You weren't very talkative on the bus already. How much did the other guy, that really irked the other guy, right? Because he came
as
in.
I was driving here, I was thinking it'd be great.
You weren't talkative on the bus. Isn't necessarily a fuck you, right? It's like you weren't talkative, and that could be like, I don't mind you not being talkative. That's fine. But this is what I was thinking of, right? But the way the guy took it, and he just listen to how he fires out right after.
Great to get a place that's close. You can walk back and forth. I know you mentioned Don Zimmer living out the apartments out in center field. But I just had a lot of time to think on the team bus today because it was...
That was enough for the second guy. I just had a lot of time to think on the bus because it was just me. Dude, that was enough. The first thing the guy could deal with, the first thing that you weren't very talkative, he goes like, all right, that pisses me off. But by the time he got to the second part, it had subsided. And then he just twisted the knife in a little bit harder. And then the guy goes...
It's very quiet.
So you'd rather me be chatty.
So get a load of this. So you'd rather me be chatty. Dude, he couldn't. It was one of those things where he goes, if it was in a book, it would describe it as, I heard myself saying, because he would already be saying it because he didn't think about saying it. It just jumped out of him. Wow, dude.
Wasn't feeling great.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
I haven't seen you in a long time. I just thought that we could catch up.
Right, you don't work road trips anymore.
Twisting it in.
Or when I'm on the road.
Oh, saying he doesn't like him, twisting it in. taking the knife, bringing it all the way up to his Adam's apple, dude.
So I thought we would catch up, but it quickly was evident that you weren't in the mood. So I.
Oh, back down to the balls, up to the Adam's apple. Balls, Adam's apple. Balls, Adam's apple. Balls, Adam's apple. Dude, just slicing and dicing up in the brain, dude. And the guy.
My thoughts about how it would be nice to live close to Wrigley.
Out the anus, up in the brain. Out the anus, up in the brain. This guy.
Interesting narrative.
The most angry thing you could possibly say in an argument is, wow, interesting narrative. Well, interesting narrative that you really just kind of got going. You worked out, right? Really interesting narrative that you worked out there. Wow. Who's writing this book? It's certainly not an autobiography by me.
You're putting together. Because I've been told by executives that...
About to drop the most conversational Hiroshima bomb of all time right here.
You prefer to work with Ruocco. That's why...
No, Flash first. Dude, that's what that was. The flash, and then 9 seconds later, you get hit with that radiation wave.
That's why you two guys are matched up all the time.
Hey, dude, this is phenomenal, dude. This is phenomenal.
I mean, that's just what I heard. I don't know if there's...
Oh, dude, that's just what I heard. That's not me. Don't shoot the messenger.
Truth to it.
I just put it together that the road trips you don't want to go on, that I am
back up into the brain,
with Ryan Ruocco,
down to the
we're
balls.
willing to work the games on the road.
Brain balls. Just straight up Colombian necktie. Wow. Guys are great. That's great. Michael Kay and John Flaherty, you know?